Mask rules have changed and restrictions have been updated in some states and territories. Get up to speed on all the COVID-19 news from across Australia. Stay up to date on the coronavirus outbreak. Download the ABC News app and subscribe to our range of news alerts for the latest on how the pandemic is impacting the world. Here are the figures at a glance. Jump to your state or territory for more information. Australian Capital Territory. Today is the first full day of eased mask restrictions in the nation's capital. Changes which came in at 6 p.m. on Friday see masks only required in certain situations, including while on public transport, for those working in or visiting indoor spaces in schools or early childhood centres and hospitals and aged care. Students in years 7 to 12 must also wear masks while indoors at school. It is also now compulsory for Canberrans to register a positive rapid antigen test with ACT Health. The ACT has reported 478 new cases of COVID-19. There are 41 people in hospital with the virus, including 2 in intensive care. More than 66% of Canberrans aged over 16 have now had 3 doses of a vaccine. New South Wales. Falling hospitalisations have seen non-elective surgery near pre-pandemic levels in NSW. Non-elective surgery requiring an overnight stay was suspended in January. However, from Monday those procedures are set to reach 85% of pre-pandemic levels in private hospitals. In public hospitals, the same category of surgery is expected to reach 75% of pre-pandemic levels. New South Wales today reported 11 deaths and 1,130 people in hospital with the virus, including 59 in ICU. There were 7,017 new cases confirmed in the reporting period, including 4,396 from rapid antigen tests and 2,621 PCR results. Northern Territory. The NT has recorded 1 new COVID-related death, a woman in her 80s from Alice Springs. The woman had underlying health conditions and died at Alice Springs Hospital, the NT government said in a statement. There have now been 21 COVID-19 related deaths recorded in the Northern Territory. The number of COVID-19 patients in NT hospitals has dropped to 98, down from 101 on Friday. 7 patients are in intensive care. Queensland. Queensland has recorded 8 COVID-related deaths in the latest reporting period. 5 of those were in aged care. Across the state, 4,838 new cases were reported, including about 1,600 school-aged children. There are 341 people in hospital with the virus in Queensland, including 25 in intensive care. Chief Health Officer John Gerard said COVID-19 hospitalisations were continuing to trend downwards. South Australia. Hospitality business owners are welcoming more people inside venues today, following the easing of COVID-19 restrictions. The new rules allow pubs, bars and cafes to operate at an increased 75% capacity with seated consumption, up from the previous 50% limit. Singing, dancing and stand-up drinking are also permitted at private functions. Licensees have told the ABC they hope the eased restrictions will see turnover improve. South Australia on Saturday reported 1,688 new cases, taking the number of active cases in the state to 15,353. There were no new deaths reported. There are 109 people in hospital, including 12 in ICU. Tasmania. Tasmania has recorded 792 new cases of COVID-19, a drop from yesterday's 851. 10 people are now in hospital with the virus, 4 are being treated specifically for COVID symptoms, and 2 people remain in intensive care. There are now 4,731 active cases in the state. Victoria. Victoria's restrictions eased overnight, meaning masks are no longer mandatory in most indoor settings, and the government's work-from-home recommendation has ended. Meanwhile, The number of international students in Victoria is slowly increasing after being decimated by the pandemic. Data from the City of Melbourne shows that during the past 2 months, the number of international students has increased by more than 16,000. However, it was still down by 44% on pre-COVID levels. More than 150,000 international students lived in Victoria before the pandemic, contributing $13.7 billion a year to the state's economy. Victoria has reported a further 15 COVID-19 deaths and 5,874 cases on Saturday. There are 281 COVID-19 patients in Victorian hospitals, a decrease on the 301 reported on Friday, including 43 patients in ICU. Western Australia. In Western Australia, businesses are being asked to help with contact tracing efforts as case numbers across the state surge. The state on Saturday reported 1,098 new local cases of COVID-19 and 7 travel-related cases. The new cases include 422 self-reported positive rapid antigen tests. There are 15 people in hospital. M to mute, left and right arrows to seek, up and down arrows for volume. Watch 16 minutes 12 seconds 16M. How and when will the COVID pandemic end?